Hello everyone. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Oh, I am hurting. I am sore. But we are in good spirits and feeling great and ready to take on the day. So, welcome back to the Bodybuilder Breakfast Show with your host, the evil Sith Lord with the sunken cheeks. So, breakfast is made. I got my coffee, in my traditional lion mug, per usual. I love this mug; it's my favorite one. And of course, breakfast: 180 grams of beef, spinach, 1 English muffin, sugar-free ketchup, mustard. Simple. Same thing every single morning. It gets it done. Consistency gets the job done. Man, I need to shave. I'm letting it grow out a little bit. I'm letting the beard grow out a little bit so that my barber has an easier time with it when I go. And I'm just being lazy. I get bad razor bumps. I think I've said this in a previous video. So I'm just letting my skin heal a bit before I shave it all off again. I will not be having a beard at the show. I'm going completely clean shaven. All of it gone. Nice, clean, short fade. It's going to be beautiful. Anyway, so enough of the banter. Today's episode, I told you I would talk about personal development. So, how much time a day do you spend and devote to your personal development? How much time do you devote and clear in your schedule for bettering yourself at your craft or your career or whatever the case may be, something that you love that you want to pursue beyond just a simple hobby, right? How much time? I would say most people probably don't devote any time. And if they do, it's, an hour or two a week. And it's because they were feeling inspired or motivated, I hate that word, in the moment to do a little bit of reading or whatever. They saw something on Instagram and was like, oh yeah. Or they watched someone's video about personal development and like, yeah, I need to read. I need to do that more. And then they go and they read and then they get tired of it and then they go back to Netflix. Right? I follow the same routine every single day, pretty much at almost the same exact times. I am very much a robot when it comes to the way that I construct my day, my routine, and my life. I've always been that way. I'm a very, very much a creature of habit and a creature of structure, especially when I'm prepping for competition and especially when I'm this deep in prep, this close to a show. And my food is really low, so my energy is lower. So making sure that I devote even more time to my personal development than I already do, it helps keeps my mind sharp. It keeps me thinking. It keeps me on my toes, and it keeps me on task with the greater goal in terms of my career. And also, subsequently, it helps keep my mind off of food and being hungry. It gives me other things to focus on. So, personal development, right? I'm just going to highlight a few books that I've read among hundreds. But even just this year, so since 2020 started, I think I have read between fiction and nonfiction about 15 books now, roughly. But here's a small sample. I finished this one most recently, Relentless by Tim Grover. In summary, it is about actions that you need to be taking in order to be great at what you do. It's very sports specific in terms of his telling of the story and the conveying of his message, but really awesome read, really awesome book, good to great to unstoppable. Um, yeah, I finished this in about 4 days. It was a very easy read. It was very well written, and it flowed very well. It kept you engaged. So I guess you can consider this more like a self-help, self-motivation type of book. I really enjoy reading books like this. It was very good, and I learned a lot of different things, just in terms of keeping your work ethic high, not only high but higher than everyone else around you in order to get to where you want to be, and then even beyond that, in order to truly be great at what you do. Next book. Championship Bodybuilding by Chris Aceto. This book is freaking awesome. Okay, Chris. For those of you who don't know who Chris Aceto is, he is a extremely well-known bodybuilding coach, known for coaching many Olympians and Mr. Olympias, including Jay Cutler. So he basically breaks down how to go about muscle gain, fat loss, competition prep, things like that. Obviously, there's a lot of inter-individual variability, so every single word in the book isn't like, if you do this exactly, you're going to get shredded. Obviously, there is adjustments that need to be made in terms of you, the individual, and your own genetics. However, this is an awesome blueprint to get you moving in the right direction. And if you take the concepts, all the concepts in the book, and apply them to you, that's the way. So it teaches you, it gives you specific facts, but it also teaches you how to critically think from a bodybuilding and improvement perspective, whether it's muscle gain, fat loss. Awesome book, highly recommend, and it's super cheap on Amazon. And then third book, pretty controversial, but this is something that I plan on reading a second time once I'm finished the current books that I'm reading, which are more business based. Though I'm working on a bunch of things in terms of growing the business, and instead of I went about trying to hire people to help me with it, and I'm very much a go-getter. When I want to get something done, I want to get it done now. And especially if I'm paying or offering to pay you for a service, I expect quick, prompt response. Let's get moving. Let's get this done. So if you move too slow, I leave you in the dust, and I'll go and figure it out myself. So that's basically what I did in terms of what I want to do for the business. I bought books to learn what I needed to learn, mowed through them, started applying each thing that I read immediately, and I just started working on things myself. So, knowledge is power, and it allows you to take matters into your own hands and do things for yourself. Plus, I saved a bunch of money. The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. This book is about how he believes a king or a prince, an heir to the throne, should properly rule his empire and rule his people in order to instill fear and respect. And funny enough, Relentless, the first book that I showed you by Tim Grover, is like, I would say, obviously it's no Niccolo Machiavelli, but in terms of philosophy, but there's a lot of overlap in terms of how they talk about going about things. So Relentless is talking about ruling your craft. This is talking about ruling a kingdom, which there is a lot of metaphorical overlap between the two concepts. So you can take what you're doing here, what you learn in here, and what you learn in Relentless, and apply it to your business, and watch it flourish and grow as you become the ruler of your craft, right? So, awesome book. I plan on reading this a second time once I finish the books that I'm working on right now. So, that's just a small sample size to get you started. And obviously, I read fiction as well. There's a lot of fiction books that I enjoy. They also keep my mind off of, sometimes I still want to read, but I kind of want to just turn my mind off a little bit, especially when I'm ready to go to bed. So if I'm reading stuff like this before bed, I kind of get jacked up and excited, and then it's hard for me to sleep. So, but I have my time allotted for different books every day. I have a book that I read for, that's training or nutrition specific. I have a book that's business specific. I have like a self-help that I'm reading, and then, or self-motivation, and then a fiction that I work on. And I pretty much read one book from those four categories pretty much at the same time. And I do a little bit of each every day. So I allocate like a half hour, anywhere from a half hour to an hour to each book. And again, just having that schedule keeps me organized. So make sure that you prioritize your personal development. If you care about getting good, getting great, being unstoppable at your craft, your career, bodybuilding, fitness, relationships, whatever the case may be, make sure that you educate yourself on those topics. Take the time to develop yourself, learn what you need to learn, take matters into your own hands, and then apply that knowledge so that you can get to where you want to be. Personal development is absolutely crucial, because if you are not striving for more, for higher success, further development, there are other people that will beat you in what you are trying to do. So that's my video on personal development. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you pick up these books as well. Awesome reads, well worth your time. Thank you again for joining me. I am BB Pro Derek Austin on the Bodybuilder Breakfast Show. Again, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share the show if you found it helpful. And I will see you on Friday for Prep Update Day. Catch you later, guys.